Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. It's Sunday. This video probably won't be published until Tuesday, July 2nd. But I wanted to go ahead and get this video done today and share with you my finished flip through. Welcome to my channel. So this is the third video in this series, and the first two are, like progress videos and how I started and everything. So I'm going to flip through. This is the journal here, and while I'm here, instead of doing a separate video, I have a couple of things to show you that I've been working on this week, because it's just a couple little things, simple things, and it doesn't really require a separate, standalone video. I'm just adjusting here a tiny bit, but I've been working on these two kind of I'm calling them TV crafts. I'll mention it once in a while in my videos, or if I have something really complicated or more complicated than just showing you something, I'll do a little, how-to tutorial type of thing. But this week I've been just going crazy with my kind of pretty scraps, I guess. So I had some like scrapbook paper and some book pages, and I just pulled out all my, I had some matte paper and some ledger paper in here. But I pulled out all my little pretty scraps and been working with those this week. So what I did with some of the strips is kind of prepare some trims. So I used a paper punch, this one here, that has this design right there, if you could see that. And this is a Fisker's, got this at, I think I got it at Joann's. When they had a sale one time, like buy one, get one 50% off. So I got a couple of these little punches I had been wanting for quite a while. And that was the best price I had seen at the time. So this is the one I'm using this week. I just got that out, took it out to my TV area, and with some scrapbook papers, and just punched all these pretty little trims here. So I can use these on pages or tags or journal cards or, whatever I want a piece of trim on. So as you can see, they all came out really pretty. So that's that little bowl of goodies there. And then I had showed you once before that I was working on butterflies, and I was kind of cutting out the, I was using them as my format. There's like 3 or 4 different sizes of butterflies in the Tim Holtz, little die cut packs. So I pulled those out, and at first I was tracing them, and then I decided I took the Tim Holtz butterfly, I folded my paper in half, whatever paper I was using, like this was from a map. So I folded it in half, put the Tim Holtz butterfly on there, and just cut around it. So when I was done, I had 2 butterflies. I cut 2 at one time. And you may be able to cut more than 2 at one time, but I just wanted to do 2 so I was just trying to get a real good, shape. So I've got all these different size butterflies now. I don't have a butterfly punch, so that's why I was doing it this way, but just quite a few little butterflies here. And you can see, there's one of my trims got mixed in there, but just all different little pretty butterflies I can have ready to use. So that's my little TV craft I've been doing out there. If you're wondering how I do it, I take my supplies out there, and I have a little TV table that I can sit in front of where I'm sitting. So I can put all my stuff on the TV table and just craft away while I'm watching TV at night. And I don't watch TV that much, but I still, even if I only watch TV for an hour, I still like to have something there to keep my hands busy. So that's what I've been doing this week. So also, let's see, so I was working on this journal this week. I finished it this morning, and I've got the journal, and I've got a little notebook to go with it. So we'll do the notebook after we get done with this. So you've seen good part of it, so I'll just kind of show you. I added this red ribbon as a closure since I already had this red rickrack on here. I tried some different colors, but didn't really like the way it looked. I liked the red the best. And then you've seen everything else on the cover. And in case you haven't, and of course I'll show it to you in case you haven't seen the other 2 videos, but this is the back. I used some grayish blue It's mostly gray, actually, wax cord to bind it. And then there's the tie, and on the tie I put a little safety pin with a shell button on it. It's like a little bronze or brass looking shell button. Right, and I just have it clipped right onto the ribbon closure here. So as we open it up, I think I really like how it came out. I think it's really pretty, and I like the I just like the whole layered look of this digital kit. And this was the kit by Studio 28E, and I've had it linked under, I'll link it under this video, but it's linked under all the videos. And that's Sheree at Studio 28E in her Etsy shop, and this is called A Day at the Beach. So when we open up, I have the pocket here inside the front cover, and I did put this little pocket that I showed before inside the front cover, and it is right here. And you can just use this as a pocket. You can decide to glue it in, or, you know, use it just to store some things in. And then you've got this pocket here where you can put other things in there also. We have some trim right here. And then this is the first page. It says "At the Seaside," and it has a little quote here. And then as we turn, I did some stamping in here with some coffee archival ink, coffee colored. And then I combine this, I like to combine my digital kits with other papers, other like original papers from books and things. And also, besides the digital kit ephemera, I like to combine it with my own like original ephemera. So like right here, I put one of my butterflies that I've been cutting out. This is a map butterfly, and there's a pink button right in the middle. And I just thought that was really cute. And then you can see this is lined paper that I had added from that diary I talked about. And then here is one of the paper clips I made with the shell, the little shell ephemera that came with the kit. And this is the envelope I showed. This is from the diary. I put a little bit of red rickrack right there as trim. And then in the envelope I have some little pieces. This is a piece from the kit that I made into a journaling card, and this was originally an envelope, and then I cut the flaps off and just left it as a journaling card. And this is another piece of like a journal card that I made just from some scrapbook paper that I had fish and turtles on it, so I thought that was very appropriate to go with this theme of the beach and the ocean and things like that. So that's just paper clipped right on here. And I made a few of these paper clips that you'll see throughout. And then right here was a tuck spot with a piece from the kit. And all my ephemera from the kit is backed with manila file folder. And here's another journaling card from the kit, and you can see they can all be written on the back. And this is, I did a lot of stitching in here around all the ephemera and stitched on the trim and things like that. So these are all pieces from the kit that, in every page from the kit, I put some kind of color on the back, like food coloring or coffee or avocado dyed. So they're all dyed with color on the back. Here's a piece of the trim and journaling card. This is the sunset journaling card. And all the line pages you see are from the diary. And all the ones that have pictures like this are from the diary. A really cute diary I had found and used in here. And then here's a piece from the diary with a piece from the digital kit with some trim. And then this is a larger card from the kit. I think this might have actually could have been a page, but I made it into a journaling card. It's always nice to have those, and you can always glue those in or use them as a pocket later on, or whatever you would want to do. Or that could even be it's big enough you could use it as a writing board. Put it right behind there for a little bit of stability. And this is something I added last night. In my video number 2, I showed where I was working with the napkins. And I had the big pieces and some smaller pieces. And I was kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do with them. So this is one thing I did. I made like a little pocket folio in here. and I was almost going to keep it separate, but I went ahead and put it in here as a page. So this is the brown envelope that I showed in video 2. Covered it with the napkin, and I was just going to, actually at first I just covered it with the napkin and then I sewed around the edges. I kind of did a little bit of, I don't know, kind of a little bit of messy stitching here. I wanted to try that out. And then I decided that I wanted to make sure it was going to last. I felt like it was good with the napkin on there, just glued on, like with the, like I was doing in the video number 2, where I was just using glue stick. But then I just, I just wanted to, I like to make my journals the very best way that I can, and sturdy, and I want them to last. So I ended up putting some matte Mod Podge on it on both sides. I just want to make sure, when things are being put in and out, that napkin didn't rip. You know what I mean? I just want it to be, I want it to be sturdy. So I went ahead and I did Mod Podge it. And then, so you can see I've got a big pocket here. And, I think it came out really pretty. And then in here I've got, with that same turtle and fish scrapbook paper, I backed some of that onto the brown envelope. And so that's real sturdy. And then I just made like a big, you could say this is a big, long, narrow journaling card, or it could be a bookmark or whatever you want. But I just was, playing around with my scrapbook paper. And actually this piece right here, I was using this scrapbook paper, and it was 12 by 12 paper, and I was cutting it up. Like I made this little kind of almost looks like a bookmark or a journaling card. And I rounded the corners and put the ribbon on, and I used my tiny attacher there. But on this one, I had all of these pieces. This scrapbook paper somebody gave me, and it had on each one in like the bottom, let's see, bottom right hand corner, I think it was, there was a little price, like on the back right here. It was in black. It took about this much room, say from here down, had some printing and a price on it. So I thought that was weird, because I had never bought scrapbook paper like that. Maybe it was separate sheets that you buy separate that came like that. So anyway, I felt like I either had to I had to cover that up. I didn't want to give someone, that price showing if I could help it. So what I did was cut all of those pieces off, and I ended up with all these little pieces. So I did like this is not a solid piece. This is actually kind of a collage of all the pieces that I had left. And I glued them all on this brown envelope, and then I cut it into a couple of these long, narrow bookmarks and added the ribbon. And you'll see the other one as we go through. And I know that's kind of a long explanation, but I wanted to explain that that wasn't a solid piece of scrapbook paper. It's collaged pieces. So, and then I have this one in here, and this one also where I was experimenting with my stamping, or actually not stamping, stenciling. And then I cut that piece out that was on that paper that I was practicing on, and made it into a tag and distressed it. I think it's really cute. So that's in here for writing or whatever. And this long, narrow, it's kind of a long, narrow, well, not really narrow, it's the size of the traveler's notebook, but it is a kind of a tall pocket. So, and it has a little gap here so you can get it in and out of it easily. And then this is from, I'm trying to think if this is from the kit or composition book paper, but anyway, it's really pretty. I think it's from the kit. And then, from the diary, and on in the back here is that fold out that I showed before. And I did tuck this little tag in there. And I didn't want all the tags to have ribbons or whatever. I wanted to be able to, keep them, because the tags add a lot of bulk. So I wanted to just keep this one flat. So that's why I just left it like that after I sewed it around and everything, and just tucked it right in there for journaling or whatever. And then as we go through, you can tell what's from the kit and what's from the diary, pretty much, I believe. Here is that little corner pocket on this fold out. This is a little crab here. I think he's cute. And then we've got on this side is a pretty shell and some more shells down here. So here's the corner pocket right here. And I did add a little ticket and a button there. And I thought that looked really pretty with the colors. And this is a piece from the kit. It almost looks like a postcard, but it's actually a piece from the kit that I had backed on the manila folder and sewed around. So that's a really pretty journaling card. And then, as we go through, another pocket here with some more of the pieces that I made from the fish and turtle scrapbook paper. That's a tag. And I actually braided this. It's kind of a crochet lace and a kind of a green twine there, or kind of almost like a green jute kind of twine. So I don't know, I was just playing around last night trying to make different tags, and I braided that one. So something a little different. You never know what you're going to come up with when you're playing around, right? And this is a journaling card there, and I made these in 2 different sizes. So this one has all the corners rounded, and it opens up like that, and you have all this room. And then on this one, it's kind of like a smaller version, but I made the corners here like a tag. And then so that's like a little smaller one, like a smaller journaling card. So I was just having fun with tags last night. This I decided to put in the middle because it's a really pretty page, and it opens up like this and has the, you know, the pretty design right here on both corners, and then on the top it has the shells, and then it has the lines where you can write here, and then I added some blue, different shades of blue beads on the little strings here. So really pretty center. And then now we're on the back half. I think there ended up being, let me see, there's at least, trying to think how many pages are in here. I think it's at least 42. And then if you count fronts and backs, that would be 84. But yeah, so it's pretty chunky. And I don't want to make, you know, I'm trying not to make my journals too chunky. Of course, they're junk journals. But no, they're not that junky. But I'm trying to make them not too chunky because, you know, you want to leave room for whoever gets your journal to, you know, put their own things in here. But this is a fold out with, you know, there's a pretty shell on that side. And this is the one with shell poster, kind of sea related postage like fish and shells and things. There's a crab up here, but really, quote, really cute postal or postage stamps. Has the corner pocket here with another ticket and a button, kind of collage, and a tag here. So really cute on that one. And then so going through the back half with another fold out here with the shell tab. And then here's the other half of the kind of folio with the tall pocket. And this one is another tall bookmark with the ribbon and the collaged pieces or layered pieces of the scrapbook paper. So I could use those and do something pretty with those. This is the tag I showed you that was collaged from scraps and sewn around with a little shell up here. And then this is another tag from the fish and turtle with some blue lace, but it's the fish and turtle scrapbook paper. So then we have a little tuck spot down here. Let's see, I'll put something in there now. I didn't realize I didn't put anything. I'll put this little journaling card in there. Got some extras over here. This is another tuck, no, this is a tuck spot here that I said I didn't really mean for this to be a tuck spot, but it could. So I went ahead and tucked this tag in here, which is also a journaling card right there. And so we're almost through here. We've got, this is another piece of the napkin that I put on the brown envelope, and it's also a journaling card that I tucked right there. And this is the shell that kind of overlapped to the other side. So I've got another shell here with another piece of the paper that I made into a journaling card from where I was practicing with that stencil, and I think that came out really cute as a journaling card. So you can use your practices if you want to and turn them into something. And there's some more stenciling there. And then back here, this is the last page. And I put some note paper here. I sewed it on up here. And then there's several sheets. I think I determined that my sewing machine doesn't like to go through more than 6 sheets of paper, but this has actually had to go through 7 here because I had the back sheet, plus I added 6 sheets of paper. So there's, you know, 6 pieces of paper here that can be written on, plus the page. And then in the back I have the zipper pouch that I showed you. And I put a couple of drawing cards in here. Oh, I just put one in here for now. I might put some more. I had left it open, so if I wanted to, I could stick more in here. But I put a piece of that napkin on a playing card, and I was just playing around with that last night. This is a kind of a pond with a lily pad playing card that I had in my stash. And I put some of that napkin on here. I just glued it on with, it feels solid. I don't see any problem with not decoupaging or Mod Podging it over. I just glued it on here with a glue stick, Elmer's glue stick, and trimmed it. And I actually, what I was doing, and I'll show you, I made a bunch of them last night. I didn't sew around this one because I just like the way it looked, and you can see the card through. I think this is the ace. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I can see it in person, but you can see the card through this napkin, which is what I was going for. I wanted to be able to see. I wanted to put something on the card that you could see through on a playing card. And I didn't decorate it anymore. I left it as is for the person that gets this journal to do what they want with it. And then, you know, that's the zipper pouch. It zips up nicely. And then here's the back pocket. And I have this other pocket in here that's made out of a page from the diary, and it's got, you know, a pocket on both sides here. So I left that for someone to do whatever they want with that. So that's the main journal or traveler's notebook. And I told the size in the first video. I believe I said it is traveler's notebook width 4 1/4, and it's a little shorter than a traveler's notebook. It's like 7.5 instead of 8 1/4. So, but it's a really nice size. You can see it in my hand, how it looks, and all the sides here. Really pretty from the side and from, you know, all angles here. Really pretty little notebook. It came out really cute. So that's that one. Let me move that over for a second. Let me put it over here. And then the little notebook I made to go with it was when I was playing around with the napkin. I had those pieces with the, you know, the brown envelope. And so I did make a little journal out of one, a little notebook. And so there's one of the paper clips right here. It's a seahorse paper clip. So I'm just put that on there to keep this together. And then you can open this up. I just have some extra things in here also. But here's the main notebook. Just some scrappy pieces of paper. They're all about, I try to make them all about the same size. But just little, you know, fun, scrappy pieces of paper. That's usually what I like to make my little notebooks out of. And then I may put the napkin on the inside and the outside of the envelope. I put the word journal here. It's one of my words that I, you know, just type and print out on my computer. And so then I lined it on the inside, and I did the same thing here. I did not Mod Podge this one. I just glued it on with glue stick, and I think that was fine for this little notebook. And I left my little strings. I sewed it in with some blue thread on my sewing machine. So, and then the extra pieces I put in here was a pretty little postcard of Miami, Florida. And I just was looking for a beach related postcard to include, and it is a used, you know, vintage postcard. So that is in there. And then this is a journaling card that I added on a little key tag here, and this pink just went so well with the colors here. I don't know, it just all looks so pretty together. And that's, you know, a piece from the kit that made into a journaling card, sewed around, and then another piece from the kit, and then another piece from my napkin crafting. And on the brown envelope, I just left it brown on the side for writing. Put the little seahorse right there that I had got from Maria as a little decoration inside, so that's in there also. And then I'm keeping it closed with this. Can go on the side or the top. I had just stuck it up here. This little paper clip that's made from a seahorse from the kit. And just put it up there to keep it closed. And then the other thing I was going to show you was the playing cards, I guess, that I was making last night. Just while I was playing around with the napkins and doing some sewing, I thought, well, I'm just going to get all these done. I had this little stack of playing cards that I had received in Happy Mail. A lot of these are from Aaliyah, and they all might be from Aaliyah, I'm not sure. But I think this one's mine from my cards, and then a couple of these might be from my cards, and then the rest are from Aaliyah. But what I did was I wanted to make them into journaling cards, and I didn't want to necessarily, you know, I was thinking about decorating them, you know, kind of making them really pretty and, you know, layers and things like that, and putting little people or butterflies or something on them. But I was thinking I really just want to make them into journaling cards. I want to have the pretty side of the card left and then turn it over and be able to write on the back. And I kind of also wanted to be able to see through it. So I was trying to think of what paper do I have that you can see through. Now this is not really super see-through, but you can see through it a bit. And I don't know if it'll, like I keep saying, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see through there that this is like a 6 of diamonds, it looks like. And so what I did to make this easy was I was trying to figure out the easiest way to do it. And this is composition book paper that I already had dyed in my stash, ready to go. So it was a double page. You know how if you take most composition books, the pages are sewn in, you take them out and you have a double page. So I just took my cards, and I had the paper right here, the double page, and I took them and glued them all down, you know, right next to each other, like 3 on this side, 3 on this side. That's how many fit across each line. 3, 3, 3. So I'm actually 6. So I had 18 cards, plus I had another row where I could lay 2 like this. So if you can picture, this is just the fastest way I thought of doing it last night. So I had it like this. Say this is my paper, and I just laid them all down like this. And so yeah, I had 3 on this side. Okay, I'm trying to, and this will show you, okay, yeah, I was saying it a little bit wrong. So I had 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 2, 2, and then 3 and 3. So that's how many fit on one double page. So that was 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 on one double page. You can get 16 done really quick. So I glued them all down just with glue stick. I didn't sand them, nothing. I just wanted to try it trying to figure out the quickest way to do this. But I did sew them on. So I don't know. I did leave some that were not sewn because I wanted to see if they were on, you know, stayed on good. And here's the ones that I did not sew right here, 4 of them. And they are not coming up at all. They're all good. So, you know, I didn't sand them or anything to make them stick or use any special glue like Fabri-Tac. I just used the Elmer's glue. I just was trying it. And it's fine. None of these the paper is not coming off or anything. So, and this is the composition book paper on just a regular playing card. A lot of these are vintage, but, you know, I think all these are vintage. But here's some Melbourne cards too. These are sewn on, but the rest of these are sewn on. I just wanted to, you know, see how the sewing looks. So I was doing straight stitching and zigzag stitching. I did one, let's see. This was a little bit of I wanted to try. I've never done messy stitching. And I did a couple of things with messy stitching. I wanted to try to, you know, because I don't know, when I sew, I always try to make it perfect. So it's like, you know, I'm just going to try some messy stitching. And that's my messy stitching. And then the rest are straight. And there was this one right here. I was just kind of trying a different stitch to see how that looked. So there's that one. But so I've got a bunch of those ready to go. And I then have some extra tags from the turtle and fish paper. I wanted to use that up, so I made all these extra tags here. I tied a bow on that one. This is just a long, narrow one. This is a fold. And I was using my tiny attacher, and I had some extra pieces of ribbon. Just put that up there. There's a little double piece with lace and the twine. And then here's a piece with the twine and a key tag, and I use my pinking shears. So, you know, when you get going, you just try different things, and then you can have some extras for your stash. So that's it. That's all I have for right now, and I hope you enjoyed watching me kind of progress on this journal, and I really love how it turned out. I think it's just so pretty. It is already spoken for. Someone had contacted me, a friend, and said she wanted to, you know, get it for, she's actually going to give it to a friend of hers as a gift. So she told me a little bit about her friend, so that inspired me. You know, it's kind of like a custom order, and it ended up being kind of like a custom order. And so when you know something about someone and maybe what they're going to use it for, that kind of challenges you to, you know, make it more toward that person, what they're going to use it for. So that's kind of what inspired me. I told you I would tell you what inspired me to put the plastic pouch in here. And that's what inspired me to go ahead and put this in here, because she said her friend, you know, collects shells on the beach, and not that you can put a bunch of shells in here. Oh, I am going to put, let me show you what I'm going to put in here. I forgot all about it. These little, you know, just some of these little plastic bags I'm going to put in here. And I don't know if she would actually use them, but, you know, just some I had little ones, and this one here I just had. And so I'm going to put these somewhere in here for her to use, maybe to collect some shells, so, or whatever she collects on the beach, shark teeth or whatever. So, you know, you never know what you're going to find on the beach. So just some fun little elements I wanted to include for her friend. So thank you for everybody for watching, and all your super nice comments on my videos, and I'll be doing some more interesting things. So just subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.